Morning, this is Jay from I Wander UK on day 2 of the South Downs Way there and back. I'm on Old Winchester Hill, as you probably know if you watched the first one. Didn't get a great night's sleep, don't know why, maybe just the first night. I've got a achy back, probably from carrying the bag for the first time in a long time. No real reason, warm enough, the wind died down, all I could hear was a couple of sheep through the night from the field over yonder. But yeah, no real reason, but I'm up at 6. It's getting towards 7 now, and the tent's a little bit damp, and because I'm down behind a hill, I'll show you. Because I'm just behind this lump here, the tent's a bit damp, as you can probably see. Yeah, you can just about see. So I've packed up my sleeping bag, etc. The quilt, sorry. I'm going to have a little bit of breakfast, wait for the tent to dry out, and then get going on day 2. Wish me luck. It's just 7 o'clock now. You can see the sun's just hitting the tip of the tent there. That combined with a little bit of wind we got, that should soon dry out. So I'm going to have a cup of tea and I'm going to have my breakfast with the blackberries from yesterday. As you may be able to see, where the sun's come up on the front of the tent, it's drying out now, but on the side it's still damp. So what I use is one of these sponges. Just give it a bit of a wipe down, just to help it on its way. It works even when it's soaking wet from the rain. The difference is, there, you can see the difference. Hopefully you can see the difference. Have a little tip, well worth carrying, and then just put it in the back of your rucksack and dry out during the day. Blackberries look alright in this porridge, don't they? The ones I picked last night. I put them in this pot last night with the porridge, and then sealed it up in a Ziploc bag. But yeah. Going to add a little bit to the porridge. I haven't mentioned before, I've got another one of these sippy cups. I picked this up at a car boot a couple of weeks ago. 20p I think it was, something like that. My previous one was £1 from a charity shop, but they work really well. It's a little bit like a thermos, so it keeps it warmer, but because it's only got that little bit on the top, if I knock it over I don't spill all my tea in the morning. And I use this to heat up the water, which is a titanium pot. Can't remember what's, 650ml, but I never actually put tea or anything in that. I only use it for heating up on that little stove. So there's my breakfast making kit. Thought I'd give you a quick run through what we're doing today. This is the book I'm using. I've used them a couple of times, they're quite good. This one actually came with the map booklet, which is, I'm finding really good. This is where we stayed last night, page 11, Old Winchester Hill. Going out here, I'm not really concerned for water today. I've got a couple of things, I highlighted them in green. I'll come back to it at the end of the videos sometimes for people who want to know. There's a water spot here which is not going to be very far away. I've got another one down here at Sustainability Centre. And then we're coming down to Queen Elizabeth Country Park. And I know there's a cafe there, and I think there's a toilet and stuff. Out to Burrington. That's hopefully going to be my 6th night on the way back. Out past Burrington. Down, and then there's some stables down here, I think, which I'll check and I'll show you in the video and take a picture, hopefully, and give you a map reference. Down to the bottom of South Harting, and I'm going to be out about a mile or so out past this way. About 30 metres higher than I am right now, so hopefully the weather's like it was last night. check round. That's where I was last night. Had a nice leisurely start to the morning. It's 20 to 9, just leaving now. I'll look over the top of Winchester Hill just before we leave, till we come back again, hopefully. And we're heading out in that direction. Sun is pleasant at the moment, but I think that's going to change later on. It's quite nice this morning. 6 o'clock, it was 16 degrees. Needed the shirt on, but I'm in shirt and shorts. But later on, I think it's going up to 27, 28. I'm hoping to get to Queen Elizabeth Country Park, sort of midday-ish maybe. And by the look of it, there should be some shade. So I'll take my time through there, pick up some more water, and then take my time this afternoon like I did yesterday. In the hottest part of the day, I need to slow it down a bit. Yeah, but it's looking beautiful at the moment before 9 o'clock in the morning. Walk along this little path now, which is actually next to a little tiny road, headlands, but just open up into this. See back across, that's, oh, I'll come back to that in a minute. I've forgotten what it's called. That's where I'm going to be staying on the 7th night, and that's where I was this morning. Just trying to zoom in a bit, you can just see the lumps on the top of the hill there. Just been following the path alongside the road, and this looks like the cutback. Do like a little dog leg. We're crossing the road over here. Across the road, you can probably hear the breeze coming across, which is lovely at the moment. Another whole new outlook, and we're off this way. Along the path that we're on the right hand side of this little road until it opens out here, and then we've got this little cutback here, like a dog leg, upside down V, which cuts across this field with this view. As you come down the concrete path leading to the farm buildings up here, been nice of them to put a pleasant sign up. Bear left, go around the building and hit the road, I guess. And this is where there's water available. I'll find it in a minute. Walk around the farm buildings, and there's a house and a bungalow and that thing, and then approach this little bridge here. And I'm assuming, I'm not assuming, I know, that's the cafe over there, which I guess you pick up water from as well. I don't need any right at the moment, but 100 metres past the cafe, there is a drinking water by the finger post before we turn right if you're travelling west to east, which is lovely of them. It's 9:30, so that's a 50-minute easy stroll from old Winchester, and we're going out that way. Along the road from the springs, 5 or 10 minutes, and then a sharp left off the road up this concrete path. Going slightly uphill with that corn on the cob growing there. Maze, do they call it? After the concrete road, going uphill, it levels out a bit and then narrows down to a grass and chalk track road with hedgerow on each side. And as you come down, you start to descend from there. It's a sharp turning right angle bend, and you end up coming down through this little bit, which is lovely and shady. Before 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not moaning. I love being in the sun, but it's already started to warm up, so people that affects a bit, be sure you've got some suntan lotion and water, hydrate. About 30-35 minutes from that cafe now, and the road track down. And I'm just thinking, this reminds me of little different sections on Pedder's Way. It's similar to this. It starts off about a vehicle wide and gets narrower and narrower. Yeah, obviously there's no real big hills on Pedder's Way up through East Anglia / Norfolk. But yeah, just had a little flashback, and I thought this does remind me of Pedder's Way, but you haven't got the outlook, I guess. Now it's changed and we're going uphill now. This reminds me of little footpaths approaching Bodmin Moor down in Cornwall. Perhaps narrower than this, and when it's raining it's just basically walking up a river coming down, so very slippy. That last little section is a bit of a leg stretcher. There's plenty of flint rocks, and unfortunately the path goes through trees on either side, so you're in the shade, thank goodness. But it's like a V, so you can't even walk level. So you're going ascending, not stupid ascending, but enough to stretch out your legs. Also, it's really quite a struggle to get your foot in, and it's dry. So just a warning, not trying to put you off, just a bit of a heads up. Crested this hill now, just before the radio mast, and just a quick look back in the distance. I'm going to try and zoom in. There's Beacon Hill where I was yesterday afternoon. I love being able to do that. End of the path you meet a road, cross over, and then sharp left, as in a right angle left. I think on the right hand side here is a sustainability centre, easy for you to say, where you can pick up water. I'm not going to right now because I'm trying to go lightweight for a bit. I'm going to go up to Butser Hill, which is the high point. I think it's 270 metres, and then drop down into Queen Elizabeth Country Park and pick up water then and refresh. Just inside there is the beach cafe and a water tap. I did say I'll keep you informed about water points and wild camping opportunities. But there's one at the farm, we've already been, one at the sustainability centre for water, but to be honest with you, there's no real spots for wild camping from Winchester Hill to the sustainability centre, but I'll keep you updated. At push you might be able to get in, but it'd be hard to get a tent up, maybe a bivvy bag. From the sustainability centre, just follow the track round. You need to cross a couple of roads. One's a crossroads basically, and you're out on this bridleway, which so far, lucky enough, is in the shade again. I know, I love the sun, but it's great to be in the shade. It cool. I can feel my body temperature coming down. It's a shame there's a barbed wire fence to our right hand side here, because these woods are lovely to tuck yourself in for a wild camp there. But unfortunately not. 4 line of barbed wire. Views to the north or left of us as we're walking along. Pretty impressive. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know me. You know I'm not a great fan of tarmac roads. I understand they're a necessity to join up footpaths and bridleways, but I'll be honest with you, this one's a godsend. After coming up that path with the chalk and flint on it, it was starting to batter my feet a bit, so this is a delightful little rest. Got just over half a mile, yeah, just over half a mile to Butser Hill, which I believe is the highest hill on the whole thing. I will check and I'll leave it just maybe here to confirm whether it's the highest on the whole thing or Hampshire or Sussex. But don't worry about it, it's only 270 metres high, and on this road you're already at 225, 230, so you only got to climb 40 metres over the whole thing. So hopefully, touch wood, be no problem. The great thing about getting some elevation are the views. Again, I know I said it isn't shot on camera, but this little bit here, I'm taking an educated guess, is Queen Elizabeth Country Park. So I'll be going up to the top and then dropping down this side right the way through there, so I might be able to get some more shade. Ideal. Take the path to the right. As you're walking up, you can see I guess that's a mobile tower. Looks like you can just get over to that thing from this side, so you don't have to walk through the car park bit. View from Butner Park. Kind of the edge of Isle of Wight by the look of it. I think so. I'm sitting down having a break at the moment. We'll be walking down that way after my break. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? I hoped, or planned maybe, to get here for midday. It's 11:58. I've got a little couple of mouthfuls to drink left. I haven't bothered getting a drink there I'm going to go down to Queen Elizabeth and get a drink and a rest there again, in the shade hopefully. Coming down off Butner Hill towards the main road there, and it's steep, but at least it's grassy, but I can still feel my toes moving to the front of my trekking shoes. Not looking forward to this on the way back. Coming down off Butner Hill is, well, put it this way, it's made my knees ache. I hate going downhill. I always have done since in my 30s. Messed them up when I was younger. And I walked back, and I meant to say, top of Butner Hill, before you get to that cone-shaped coffee shop, probably be potential there for a little bit of wild camping if necessary. The water tap in the car park at the Queen Elizabeth Country Park is actually closed by the water fill up, but if you come to where this cafe is, it's the back of the cafe, so you can come down this path around here where there's a dog wash here. There's just one there. If the cafe's open, you can pay for 3 times water filtered in there, but there's one just here and the water's absolutely fine. If you're brave enough, you could stay in there for the night. Noise from the road's a little bit bad, but we're heading up this way. Country park. After filling up with water, come through the car park to take a sharp turn left up into the woods, and to be honest with you, it's a bit of a hump coming up it. Not sure if it's because I've had a bit of water or sort of midday, it's hot. I'm just tired. But yeah, a little bit of a hump, but it doesn't last too long, 10 minutes or so maybe. Coming through the country park, Winchester to Eastbourne direction, on your left hand side, there's no chance, it all goes really steep downhill. On the right hand side, if you get up a little bit further, go in 50-60 metres, you might be able to tuck away, but I'm not advising you to. But I've heard rumours that there's wardens, but coming late at night, I don't know what time the park closed and what time the so said wardens come through, but maybe. The last little section coming down from the country park is really steep downhill. They even give a warning sign to cyclists. So when you get down to the connection where it goes up to Burrington, which is about half a mile north, I think, and because we've descended, we've got some more ascent. It's on a rubbish little B road, I guess, maybe not even a B road. Yep, it's definitely going up. And it's hot now, even though I'm in the shade. At 27 degrees outside in the sun. Well, I don't know, 27 degrees, probably hotter than that in the sun. But yeah, it's warm now. Just a part way up the hill from the stop at Burrington, there's a little honesty box. For £1 I got a piece of flapjack. Sky's going travelling, she's saving up. And it's bloody gorgeous. And we've got bottled water. Walking down this gravel path in between the shades, and I'll be honest with you, it's beating me up. I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's just hot, so my feet are swelling up a bit more, or just the gravel that we're walking on all the time. And the other thing, I'm not demoralised, but since Butner Hill, coming down through the park, the country park, you've got no real views out. It's just hedgerows on either side, so you can't really see much. It's nice walking through the woods, don't get me wrong, but I might just be sliding into a negative because I'm overheated and my feet are actually calling to me all the time. That could be confusing, or at least to say it confused me for a little bit. Saw the finger post, acorn up there. I thought I needed to turn right down there, but I'm pretty sure I've just rechecked the map and it's left. And if you look at the top, it just says a public bridleway. It hasn't actually got the acorn on it. And it looks like the other side of this post has been broken, so be wary. I'm sure it's turned left, so that's why I'm going. I'll let you know if I'm wrong or right. That is, maybe it's just me, but when you're tired at the end of the day, you don't want to be making too many mistakes. It's just a sharp left-hand bend on that road and keep following the road. About 100 metres and then right angle right, and then we're going back up the hill again. Just had a little sit down, took my shoes off for 5 minutes and a drink. It's nice to be back out in the open again. I don't think it was claustrophobic or anything, but the hedges on the east side and it was up and down. It wasn't a gravel road, the pavement going up and down. I sound a right little whine, I don't know. But it's I'm beaten up today. Not sure if it's the heat. The hard skin swelling on my heel on my left foot that I noticed yesterday was all right this morning. I could sort of put it out in my mind, but this afternoon I'm finding myself treading really tentatively, not trying to put weight down like a heel strike. Not to be avoided, I'm going to have a look at that tonight. I've got about a mile and a half to hopefully get to the stables where I can get some water, but I need to load up for tonight. I always try and finish the end of the day with my 2 water bottles, which is 2 litres and my 500ml on my shoulder, full up for the end of the day. So let's hope it's working. On the gravel path, you ascending, get to the top of it, and then you get to a road junction like a crossroads with the sign taking us down here, and I'm hoping this is the stables. I thought this might be on the left initially with a locked gate, and I was thinking no, so I'm hoping it's going to be this. I'm going to have a little explore now, because if not, I'm going to be in trouble. Almost give up then, but just over in the corner with a blue pipe. Thank goodness for that. Let's hope it's working. That would be really easy to miss if it's working. Thank you very much, Hughes. Very sincere thank you very much for providing this water tap for walkers. It's amazing. From Jay from I Wonder UK. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful for that water. Just don't realise, well, you do realise, obviously you should know as an adult, but I've just checked the weather. It's 27 degrees and it's going to be at the lowest 24 at 8 o'clock tonight. The only problem, and I really don't want to say this out loud, but it's going through my mind, I've filled up both my water bottles and the 500ml in front, so I'm carrying 2.5 litres of water now, which is 2.5k, and I've probably just drunk about a litre of water as well. So there's another K inside me. I can feel it. But can't survive without it, can we? And the last leg of the day, thank goodness, I'm boiling hot. But yeah, it's a bit of an early walk. I'll talk about it later. But I've got a little bit of shade now coming down this path. I've got about a mile and a half here left, so a mile and a half is always doable. We've got some views of the hills up there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be walking up there later. Maybe, because I'm supposed to be quite high, so this road looks like it's going that way. Last little bit of the day. I remember what I was talking about the cyclists now. I was saying how to motivate. They were saying, how do you keep going? Because obviously cycling, they're getting a lot more miles. And I said, sort of break it up into fractions. I said, I always like to get halfway, but if you just split that in half, then I like to get quarter of the way. And once you start doing that, obviously quarter of the way you're there, and then half of the way you're on the way to finish, aren't you? But then it occurred to me after they left me, I'm 2 days in. This is end of day 2 today. And I was thinking, oh, that's quarter of the way. Then they'll go on the way back, there's only 1/8. That demoralised me a little bit. How do you do that to yourself? It's odd, isn't it? Wouldn't you know it, at the end of the day, a little descent, which sounds quite good, but we all know what happens after we descend. Gonna have an ascent. But that's quite a nice view, isn't it? Rolling countryside as far as you can see. The end of the track there, we just turn sharp right and then we hit this road looking for a sign, but if you look up by the one there, it's just tucked in there, so we're going across and to the left. After crossing the road, it is a little bit of an upheave. Not upheave, sorry, uphill. And the first part of it is very flinty, so hard under your feet. But then it levels out, you can see this stuff now. And again, we've got beautiful shade right through the woodland. And the final stages of getting up this hill. And I'm just looking back and I think I spotted, I'm going to put it centre screen now, is Butser Hill, where I was at 12 o'clock. That's crazy. I have a different view tonight. I think I'm going to be north facing. I'm looking inland with the sea behind me at the moment, but it's still pretty good. Quick little 360 where I am tonight. That's looking north approximately. I'm going to be just here, just about there. That's another beacon hill over there. And all the way around. Beautiful, isn't it? I was just thinking, I don't normally walk in August because I run hot. I'm always hot when I'm walking, so August is normally out for me, but the extent of the night, because it doesn't get dark till 8:30 tonight, is a real bonus, because I got here just before 5 and I've sat here and just chilled for an hour and it's been lovely. And I never do that. When I walked Southwest Coast Path, I did it in 2022 and I started on March the 1st. So the first 3 weeks until the clocks went back or forwards, whatever it is, I found myself not getting anxious but worrying, or it was always in my head at the end of the day I needed to find somewhere to wild camp. And by that time it was getting a little bit dark. Now I can put my tent up in the dark if I need to, and I do carry a head torch with me always, but I just had a recollection of it and I was thinking, crikey, some of the days I've literally got somewhere and I had a quick look round and just pitched up where I could. Whereas now I'm getting to somewhere, okay, I'm tired at the end of the day and the heat has really battered me today, but it's just lovely having that little bit of time at the end of the day just to take it all in. Obviously that depends on the weather. It's still, I don't know, 26 degrees here now at 6 o'clock, coming up for 6 o'clock. I understand that if it's raining you don't want to be sitting around waiting to pitch your tent up, but that sometimes happens as well. Just a thought. Thought I'd do a quick review of the day. This is the book I've been using. Used them several times before, as I said. This is where I was last night, on Winston Hill, and I left there at 08:40 this morning. It's an easy walk out to here, back over, and I was trying to carry as little water as I could, but we got to here at 9:30. I could have easily just loaded up with water. I think there was a cafe there as well, I want to say. Yeah, there was a cafe there as well. I showed the picture or the video earlier on. Come back through here and I was down here just after 10 o'clock, and Sustainability Centre, I'll be honest with you, I didn't go in, but I've read in the book somewhere that you can get water in there, and there was a cafe, thinking about it now. Yep, there's a cafe and drinking water sign outside. I skipped that today. I came out here, and I think I said on the videos earlier on, through here, basically all the way through, there's no wild camp opportunities because you're on little paths or along the side of the road. There's a little tiny spot here just above this footpath that in an emergency you could probably just squat it in there. That's on page 11, but I wouldn't unless you really had to. You had not an emergency, but one of those days where you just can't go anymore. Get that little weed out of my way. So I carried on going. Come out to here, 11:37, sat back down, and then up to the highest point on Butser Hill. Now this isn't advertised, but I took a picture of that earlier on. They've got like I'm not sure how to describe, like a roundhouse out there where I didn't go and visit that, but they do drinks at least. and then drop down to here to the country park. The country park water thing in the car park where I first found it is closed at the moment. It's August the 15th today, 2025, and that was closed. But there's another one around the back of the cafe, and I'm sure I took a video of that, where I could get water, or you could have 3 times filtered water and pay for it if you like in the cafe. Yeah, back out of here, and this was an okay walk. This is a big drop down. I'm not looking forward to doing that on the way back. That's a really big drop down. Actually made my knees throb. Coming up through the woods, this is a bit of a push as well, but it soon sort of levels out, and then as you come out the end here, it really drops down, like really drops down. Back out of here, there was just here, just to the other, I think that's Burriton, yeah, Burriton, just here, and just on there is where that honesty box is. Give it a visit. I had the flapjack for £1, and they're looking for donations. Sky, who's collecting money to go travelling or something, and they leave 2 litre bottles of water out as well. Come out from there, and by then I was getting hot, like really hot. That's the bit where I said the signpost looks wrong. It's diverting you. Looks like it does that. On initial approach, it may have just been me. Popped over the way. Oh, sorry. Came here, had a little sit down here, then got down to these stables at the crossroads I showed you on, and that's a godsend. That's where I filled up with water. Came down here, and would you believe it, after there is up, and the first half of that is, yeah, stretches your calves out a bit. Up to the car park, turn left, and I'm about here for the night. So plenty of places for water today, which is ideal. I know in a couple of days it's not going to be the same. It's about 6 o'clock now, so I'm going to make myself a cup of tea and I've got some dry food again. Hopefully it's better than the chicken curry last night. But and then leave it another hour or so before I pitch up, because I don't want to disturb anybody. It's huge, this place is really huge, but I don't disturb anybody. I'm tucked out of the way. But yeah, I might show some pictures later on. If I can stay up and watch the sunset, I'll do that, and I'll have some pictures somewhere of the tent pitched up just so you can see where it is. But thanks for joining me. If you can, like and subscribe, that'd be brilliant. This is the end of day 2. This is, hopefully you'll join me on day 3 of the South Downs Way, west to east. This is Jay from I Wonder. I'm out of here.